Ladies and gentlemen, Debbie Salomon.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. This is possibly the most untrue statement of all time. Growing up in a sheltered environment, it took me longer than most to realize how cruel the world truly is. I was homeschooled up until the 1st grade. I then entered a private Christian school where saying a simple "shut up" could result in detention. By the time I was in the 4th grade, my family moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma for my dad's job. This is where I first entered public school. Now, public school was immediately drastically different than private school. Even at the elementary level, kids used vulgar language and they were bullied on a daily basis. If at any age you have been the victim of vicious words, then you do know how much words can truly hurt. Today, I have entered this 4-way speech contest in order to bring attention to the misuse of the power of words. Now to put it up to the 4-way test. First, is it the truth? Now, this is not a matter to be taken lightly, and this is especially notable when it hits close to home. My younger brother Josh was the victim of relentless bullying from the 1st to 3rd grade. The results were, he did not think that he was smart enough to complete his homework, so he didn't try. He didn't think he was cool enough to make friends, so he didn't have any. I think the worst part of this kind of situation is that the kids who said the vicious words to him didn't realize the extent of the damage that their words had done. I think that if they knew, that there would have been a different outcome. Years later, as Josh entered middle school, from much love and affection from family and new friends and a new environment, he became this outgoing, talkative, competitive kid. His personality was completely different. It was a shock to all of us, really. But the fact of the matter is, the vicious words that they said to him made him a shell of his former self, and it was words of love and affection that built him up again. Next, is it fair to all concerned? Now, the use of derogatory language is another inherent problem that we face today. Going to a public high school, I hear language that should really never be said aloud. I know many of us in this room have said things that we do not care to repeat if we were put on the spot. I remember the end of the school year project in 5th grade, that mentally handicapped students were to work together with us and be integrated into our groups. And this was around the time that kids started thinking saying the word retarded in a casual manner was okay. Now, this is where I met a very sweet girl named Sarah, and Sarah happened to be mentally handicapped. One of my group members was trying to describe Sarah to the other. She said, "You know, Sarah, the retarded girl with the messy brown hair." And that's all she had to describe Sarah. It's not fair to reduce all of her other qualities. She forgot Sarah's contagious laughter, her simple smile, her childlike happiness, her unconditional love for everything and everyone around her. Next, will it bring goodwill and better friendship? Today, I vividly remember my first success on my first solo on French horn. I was extremely excited for the day of the concert. It was my first time being first chair. It was my first time having a solo. But when the day of the concert came, I was overcome with nerves. It was 20 minutes until the concert. My director was warming us up, and when we went over the section where my solo was, I completely choked. I had to leave the room to compose myself. But when I returned, I found my director waiting for me at my seat. He looked me in the eyes and he said, "Debbie, if anyone can do this, it's you." My nerves didn't magically dissipate after he said that, but suddenly the goal felt attainable, it felt manageable. And that night, I played the solo better than I'd ever played it before. The effect that my director's words had on me, he showed me that he believed in me before I understood and knew how to believe in myself. Lastly, will it be beneficial to all concerned? The misuse of the power of words clearly hurts everyone involved. Those who misuse the power of words, they get bad habits and they get guilt that will just come back later on in life to haunt them. Those that are victims of the misuse of the power of words have unseen scars that can last up to a lifetime. In conclusion, you can change the world by how you use your words. I came here today to bring attention to the misuse of the power of words, yes, but I also came here today with another agenda. I came to challenge each and every one of you in this room to watch how you use your words. Doing simple things like completely eradicating the word retarded from your vocabulary can change the course of somebody's life. So I encourage you to use your words to bring forth truth, fairness, goodwill, and better friendship, and benefit to all concerned.